My dear emerging farmers, this hydroponics nutrition recipe is only for lettuce. This recipe cannot be used for any other green leafy or vine crops. This is just a lettuce hydroponic nutrient recipe that we are sharing for the information and experience. But still, if you are looking forward to get all the hydroponics recipes for tomatoes, cucumbers, strawberries, bell peppers and many other crops, you can visit our website jyotihydroponics.com. Under the course section on website, you would find the complete nutrient course for multiple crops and a standalone training for hydroponics farming as well, with conceptual learning, which will really help you to clear most of your doubts. So let's move forward with our latest recipe at the moment, which will give you an idea of recipes we are sharing on our website and on app. And on these recipes, we have worked for years, and after we got the excellent results out of it, we are sharing it with everybody. So you can say Jyoti Hydroponics is one-stop learning hub for hydroponics. Let's move forward. Below mentioned concentrated nutrient solution is the measure of making tank A and tank B 200 liters each. You can make it for 500, 1000 or 2000 liters accordingly by calculating the size of your farm. Please note that tank A and tank B has to be mixed 1 to 15 ml each accordingly with 1 liter of plain RO water, which will be your fertigation water for your plants. This fertigation water depends on the number of plants or grow bag setup you install in your system, and then deliver it to plants through drip system or with nutrient film technique, that is NFT, or with aeroponics, or with any style of hydroponic system you are comfortable with. During high winters or in rainy days when plants need less water, that time please be little attentive while watering the crops, as the water and nutrient intake is very slow and less during this period. Now let's move forward. As you can see here on the screen, we have mentioned all the nutrients that plant intakes to make their food to grow. We have also mentioned the quantity of the nutrients to be added in tank A and tank B separately as per the plant requirement. You will also have to be very careful while making the tanks as well. So let's dive into the process of making tank A, which we will discuss, and the same way you need to make tank B. So now we take an empty tank of 200 liters and name it tank A. As per the recipe, we now know that tank A has only the nutrients, that is iron, calcium nitrate and potassium nitrate. So first what we do is we take tank A nutrient as per the mentioned quantity on the screen. For example, we take iron first and mix it thoroughly in RO water and weigh the weight of the solution, and after mixing it we transfer it to tank A. Then we take second nutrient of tank B, and that can be calcium nitrate. We mix it thoroughly in plain RO water, weigh it and then again transfer it to tank A, which has concentrated solution of iron in it. Now we take potassium nitrate and again mix it in RO water properly and weigh it and then transfer it to tank A. Now we calculate the total weight we have in tank A after mixing the complete solution in tank A, and if it is less than 200 liters, then we need to fill it with only that much amount of water that is required to make 200 liters. Then after adding the buffer to complete 200 liters, we again stir the complete nutrition solution of tank A and leave it overnight so that it can be mixed properly. The same way, by taking each nutrient separately and mixing it in RO water, you can prepare tank B the same way we prepared tank A. I hope the idea of making nutrients must have been clear. Now in this recipe we have 3 stages of nutrient cycle. The first stage is growth, Second stage is for wait for your produce, and the third one is for full maturity. Please follow the same details as mentioned in each growth stage. This will really help your plants to get compatible with these water soluble nutrients, and in result you would get the amazing harvest that you are looking for. But with that, you need to be very careful with EC, pH, TDS, humidity, temperature and VPD management in your structure. Let's move forward now. There is a very important point that has to be always taken under consideration. That is, when you are transferring the saplings from nursery to your system, then for 2 days you need to give only calcium nitrate fertigation water to your plants for 2 days, not more than that. This can be done as per the ratio mentioned here. That is, taking 5 kg of calcium nitrate and mixing it in 50 liters of RO water. And after 2 days, we need to start the nutrient recipes that is there on the screen on the top. Let's move forward. Now here we have 2 parts of foliar spray. This part foliar spray, we will take it later on. First we will go to this part, as this foliar spray depends on the foliar spray shown here. This nutrient foliar spray has to be started after the 3rd day of applying the nutrient recipe. The complete list of nutrient foliar spray has been given here with the ratio mentioned and the day it has to be applied. After the cycle of spray is completed, you need to again repeat it. Initially, when the plants are small, the foliar spray TDS has to be minimum and has to be increased gradually every month, and increase the TDS of foliar spray by 100 to 200 ppm every month. And when it reaches its maximum limit as mentioned, then keep the same TDS for the rest of the crop cycle till final harvest. I have also explained the procedure to make the concentrated foliar spray solution, and that concentrated foliar spray solution has to be mixed in the foliar tank of 20 liters or 15 liters or 10 liters as per the requirement with plain RO water, and then make the foliar spray onto your plants. Never make a foliar spray with concentrated solution. You will need to make this concentrated solution dilute by mixing it in RO water, and when you have the TDS as mentioned here, then make the foliar spray. Now we come up here with these foliar sprays. The first one is 40 ml neem oil of 15,000 ppm, that is water soluble, plus 20 ml hydrogen peroxide, which is 3% concentrated, and mix it in 15 liters of RO water for the foliar spray. This foliar spray has to be started after 5 days of transplanting plants from nursery to our system. The second spray is of Disprin or aspirin, which has to be applied as mentioned here. Then comes is amino acid spray. Apply it as mentioned. Now trichoderma has to be given through drip in grow bag style of farming, where we use coco peat or rock wool as substrate for the plants to be supported. If you see that the plant's oxygen level is not being maintained properly because of the temperature management of our water, then make sure you apply H2O2, that is hydrogen peroxide, in your fertigation water as mentioned, and give it to the roots of the plants once in 10 days. Then comes is humic acid, and this has to be given every day, that is 5 to 10 grams in 5,000 to 10,000 liters of fertigation water, as it helps to chelate the nutrition of the fertigation water, and this helps the plant to intake nutrition very easily without considering the metal nutrients as foreign objects. Then comes is Jasmonic and Brissinolite foliar spray. This spray helps to increase the produce from the plants and avoids any kind of fall off that produce, as it helps in increasing the immunity of plants as well. These are completely organic sprays. They are not inorganic. Then comes is Vericide, which is a spray for just a precaution to be used for the virus issues on the plants. And then is Verticillium lecini for pests. Both these sprays are chemical free. These sprays has to be done once in 7 to 10 days. Important point to be noted here is you will apply only one foliar spray in a day, not more than one. And all these sprays has to be done in the morning only, once the leaves of the plants are dry, so that we can have good effect of our spray on our plants. Make sure these sprays are done in morning only, as I mentioned earlier. Vericide and Verticillium are two separate sprays that has to be done on separate days, not on one day. These sprays of Vericide and Verticillium and neem oil is only a precaution being used for any kind of fungus or pest attack. But still, if you find or have a sign of any fungus or pest issues, then go ahead and use the chemical spray only if required, or just use the organic sprays only. I'll share the complete list of all chemical based pesticides and fungicides, and also list of all organic pesticides, fungicides and bactericides, from which you can select the spray to be applied. I hope the recipe is mostly clear, but still, if you have any doubts, you are free to ask me. Now here I have also shown the substrate formulation as well, which is mentioned here and has to be made for the plants to grow in it, just to support it. So this is only for those who really want to get into soilless culture kind of farming. I have also mentioned the final pH, EC and TDS required for the plant growth. Now before we go ahead and end this session, I would just like to know you that we have worked on this recipe for years, and after we got the excellent result from our plants with the great harvest, we are then sharing this hydroponic nutrient recipe for this crop. And just for the information, every crop has its own formulation. We cannot use strawberry formulation for tomatoes, or tomatoes for strawberries, or melons for strawberries, or strawberry formulation for melons. It's not like that. Every plant has its own science. Every plant has its own duration of growing. Every plant has its own duration of producing flowers. Every plant has its own duration of flowers turning to fruits. So the nutrients has to be given accordingly with the calculated form. We cannot give any nutrition at any time. And that is the reason why we have made these recipes as per the crop requirement only. And to get the best result with this recipe, you need to be very good at good management of pH, EC, TDS, humidity and VPD in your structure. I hope the complete part of this course has been cleared perfectly, and it was really pleasure connecting with you. Hope you have found this course with the exact requirement you were looking for. We will end this session here. All the best for your farming. Goodbye and have a nice day.